Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mass Retirees Weekly Update. Today's Friday, March 7th. I'm Sean Duhamel. Thank you so much for joining with us and tuning in again this week. Before I jump into the news of the week, just a quick reminder for all Mass Retirees members. Today, Friday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, we will be hosting a Tele-Town Hall meeting. It's open to all Mass Retirees members. Today's meeting will feature two different segments. Segment one will focus on the passage and implementation of the Social Security Fairness Act. US Senator Ed Markey will be our guest speaker for the first half of the meeting. He will be taking questions and comments, and it's going to be a great opportunity for all of you to learn a little bit more about what happened behind the scenes in terms of getting this passed, as well as the current status of the retroactive payments that are going out, what's coming next. Be a great opportunity to speak directly with Senator Markey. So that's segment one. The second half of the meeting will be focused on retiree health care and retiree health insurance in particular. We will be joined by Wellpoint's General Manager, David Morales. He will be talking about the current state of the healthcare marketplace. The GIC's open enrollment is coming up in April, and David once again will be taking questions and comments and so forth from members. That's the second part of the meeting. Now, if you are a Mass Retirees member, again, it's open to all of our members. There are two ways for you to participate in the meeting. The simplest and easiest way for you to participate is simply to receive the automated phone call from me at 1 o'clock at the start of the meeting. All you need to do is answer the phone, stay on the line. You'll be automatically connected to the Tele-Town Hall meeting. The second way for you to participate is to call the toll-free number that's printed on your membership card. It's the Town Hall number, again, on your membership card. Call that number at the time of the meeting, which again starts at 1 o'clock today. You'll be automatically connected to the meeting as well. So those are the two ways for you to participate. We'd prefer for you to participate through the automated call because, quite honestly, that's the least expensive option for us. But if you need to, certainly call in. We're hoping for a great audience. Most of our town halls over the past few years, we've had more than 4,000, sometimes more than 4,500 members on the line at the same time. We're anticipating a great crowd today. So if you're available this afternoon, tune in. It's a great way for you to interact with us and learn a little bit more about what's going on. Also hear directly from some of the folks who are responsible for either getting laws passed or managing your health care. Again, it's a great opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about what's going on. Now, in terms of the Social Security Fairness Act, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this today. A week ago, the checks, the retroactive checks, began to arrive in members' mailboxes, which is fantastic news. We have been completely inundated with phone calls, emails, text messages from our members starting last Thursday. We have heard from, at this point, probably several thousand members who have received direct deposits from Social Security. That direct deposit represents about 14 months of retroactive payments that are due to you if you are a victim of the weapon GPO. So in other words, if you're receiving Social Security that was reduced either by the windfall elimination provision or the government pension offset, your benefit is being paid retroactively to January 1st of 2024. So those are the folks who have begun to receive their retro payments. Now, the next step in this whole process for the same individuals I'm speaking about who are already receiving Social Security is that in April, your monthly Social Security check will be updated to the correct amount going forward. Following that correction of your monthly benefit, you will then receive a written letter documentation from Social Security explaining the recalculation, explaining the retroactive benefit, going through all the math in terms of how it applies to your specific situation. That's for you to understand what's taken place and to have as part of your records. Now, at this time, Social Security plans to pay all retroactive benefits, or at least the bulk of retroactive benefits, by the end of this month, so by the end of March. Those payments are taking place on a randomized basis. It's not alphabetical, it's not based on age or anything like that. It's completely randomized, and they're processing tens of thousands of payments every single day. So if you haven't received your payment yet, just be patient. It's going to arrive. It could arrive today, tomorrow, Monday, but it's going to arrive. And I can't thank you enough for those of you who have taken the time to reach out, let us know what's taken place. We're still available to answer questions, of course. I apologize if you've reached out and we haven't gotten back to you. I've tried to return as many phone calls and emails as possible. Same with our staff. I know Tricia Igo, who manages our phones here in the office, has been flooded with phone calls, hundreds of members a day. So we appreciate the outreach, and we're doing our best to get back to everybody. But if for some reason your call or your email falls through the cracks, I apologize. But in my 31 years with the association, I've never seen this volume of calls and so forth coming in from members, and we are absolutely thrilled for all of you. These payments are well overdue, long overdue, but very much needed, and your stories have really been really heartfelt, to be quite honest, in terms of the impact of all of this on everybody. But with that, let me shift to a different topic this week and talk about retiree healthcare, particularly or specifically the aspects of pain management and the use of medical marijuana, medical cannabis when it comes to pain management. But before I jump into that, let me just take a step back. For those of you who are new to our association, give you a little bit of background for why in the heck I'm even talking about medical marijuana. A little bit over a year ago, we conducted a survey of our members in terms of thoughts, feelings, use of medical cannabis to treat various medical conditions. And we conducted that survey after having been approached and meeting with and discussing the topic with a Boston-based company, Massachusetts-based company called EO Care. EO Care is strictly a medical marijuana company. They are staffed by medical professionals. Their chief medical officer is a doctor, Dr. Brooke Worcester. Her area of expertise is pain management, particularly in the area of cancer care. She did her residency here in Boston, I believe at Dana-Farber, and has a deep background in these issues. But through that survey, we came to realize a few important points. One is that there was a strong interest. More than 70% of the several thousand members who conducted the survey indicated that they were already using medical marijuana or interested in doing so. But the most telling and important piece of information that we gained from the survey, which was also the most disturbing to be honest, was the fact that many members felt like they didn't have enough information, and safety really came to be a major concern of ours. That people weren't getting the guidance and the professional advice and information to use the product in a safe and effective manner. And if any of you have ever visited a marijuana dispensary here in Massachusetts or in another state, you probably know that it's a little bit of an overwhelming experience. You really don't know if you can trust the folks you're speaking with there. What is their level of expertise in terms of recommending what you should be utilizing to treat any particular ailment? Also, there was no oversight in terms of the interactivity of prescription medications that you may be taking and what effect that would have if you decided to use medical marijuana in addition to those prescription drugs. So that's where the safety aspect came in. So we made the decision about a year ago in working with EO to take a step to make sure that, number one, we're providing factual medical information, not advice. We're not doctors, we're not healthcare experts in terms of delivering care, but the least we can do is give you access to factual information that you can then take and speak with your doctor and other medical providers and make decisions based on that information and other information that you may be able to gather. So that's why we made the decision to work with EO. Now, a little bit about EO. As I said, they're a Massachusetts-based company. They are strictly focused on the medical marijuana application of cannabis. They're not a recreational company, even though recreational marijuana is legal here in Massachusetts, as is medical marijuana. Medical marijuana was legalized by a ballot question back in 2012, overwhelmingly passed. So it has been the law of the land here in Massachusetts for 13 years. The products that are offered by any medical marijuana company, but specifically EO Care, are not smokable. This is not for recreational use. This is not about getting high or any kind of fun recreational application of it. We're talking about medical use of this, and there tend to be lower doses. They're creams and gels and sometimes edibles. There are other products being developed by a variety of medical companies that are strictly focused on the medical use of cannabis to treat various ailments. Now this week I want to speak specifically about pain management. Now traditionally, pain management, you've had two options, either over-the-counter medications like Advil and Tylenol and different drugs you can buy at CVS over the counter. You also had the option of exploring prescription pain management, going to your doctor and getting a prescription. And there are pros and cons to both. One of the key things with any medical decision is that there really isn't any one-size-fits-all. What might work well for me may not work well at all for you, and vice versa. So it is important to have options and different choices available to all of us at what may work best for us. And some of the feedback that we have received over the past year of working with EO, feedback from our members, is that they're choosing to use some of the medical marijuana products because they feel it's the right choice for them. That either other variations, particularly with pain management, were leaving them feeling, kind of lightheaded or hazy or zonked, was something that we had quite often heard. And they wanted to find something that would alleviate the pain without the side effects. Now again, there is no one-size-fits-all with any of this. It's simply about providing options. And one of the options recently that's becoming more and more popular and prevalent is the utilization of medical marijuana. So in today's email message to all of you, we worked with EO to develop the message to kind of spell things out in very simple terms of what are the various options, what may work for different situations, what are some of the things that you should consider. And at the end of the day, regardless of what your choices are, we always advise talk to your doctor. Find out from them what do they recommend. Now, some doctors are more comfortable than others discussing the use of cannabis as a treatment option. Again, this is something that's relatively new. It was just legalized 13 years ago for this use. There's just not much research that took place prior to that. And even now, the research on these things is just really heating up. So we're at the cutting edge of all this. And this is something that Mass Retirees, going all the way back to our founding in 1968, has always prided ourselves on. That we're always going to be at the leading edge of trying to find ways to improve the lives of our members, whether it's through legislation, partnering with other companies, working directly with healthcare providers. We always want to think outside of the box, find solutions outside of the box, if you will, and this is just an example of that. One of the things that all of this is geared toward, of course, in addition to bettering the lives of our members, is providing or finding treatment options that might be more affordable than some of the existing more traditional treatment options. So again, today's email message really details some of these things. It also provides a link if you are interested in utilizing medical cannabis as a treatment option and exploring some of the products that are available through EO. There is a link to their website along with a discount code contained in today's email message to all of you. So with that, I'm going to sign off for this week. It's a relatively short message. And again, if you're available this afternoon, Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock, please join our Tele-Town Hall meeting. It's certainly going to be an interesting and exciting meeting to be a part of. We have a lot going on, a lot to celebrate in terms of the implementation of the Fairness Act. So I hope you're all doing well, and we will be back to you again next week with a new update. But in the meantime, take care and be well, everybody. Bye-bye.